Put some on. You're gonna need them. Stems. This is a term that's become more popular since around 2022 when Kanye West dropped the stem player, which is basically his glowing soap bar. But basically what that is, in music terms, the skeleton, so to speak, of a song. Typically you'll have the vocals and then the instrumental, which get separated and become the acapella and instrumental respectively. When all that stuff's being recorded together, they're on different channels. These channels or stems can be muted or unmuted or removed as necessary. This is typical in hip hop. When they want to emphasize a line, they'll typically either drop the drums or drop the instrumental entirely. This idea of a dynamically changing song was pretty cool, especially when Kanye dropped the stem player. It didn't work out the way that people had expected, but the idea of music dynamically changing has been a thing for a while. One of the earliest examples I remember is Phantasy Star Online, where the music will become one way and then when you enter battle, it changes to a different track, which is a progression of that track, which tends to be a little bit more aggressive. But another thing that really jumped out at me as a kid was Ape Escape. The music was great. Soichi Terada did his thing on here. But I noticed that once you crouch, the music changes a bit. And so when you crouch, it mellows out a bit and a lot of the main instrumentation still goes through and you can hear the bass a little bit better. This makes sense because Soichi Terada was heavily influenced by New York City itself and the music of it. He was also a DJ that did a lot of house music, jungle, drum and bass. Being able to go from prone to stand back up and it changes or drops certain parts of the beat make perfect sense. But then a lot of the heavy percussion and drums kind of drown out. Now, certain parts of the songs that actually are really good are omitted from this version. It makes for some interesting music. The aforementioned Phantasy Star Online came out about a year or two after Ape Escape. Ape Escape was so revolutionary because it used this dynamic music control system that later became more popular, but it was one of the first to do it. I'm going to showcase a couple of my favorites. Feel free to use the timestamps to skip around and find tracks. Also, someone actually recorded all the songs in the game in this prone state so you can hear them in their entirety. Link to that in the description as well. Let me know what you think. Peace.